Hands resting comfortably in your lap. Make any adjustments, get yourself a little bit more comfortable. On your next exhale, let's lower the chin towards the chest. Breathing in, we're gonna lift the gaze towards the ceiling. Exhale, lowering back down. Continuing to move in time with your breathing. Allowing your shoulders to relax. Let's take it one last time. On your next in-breath, we're gonna bring the eye gaze forward. Chin will be level. As we breathe out, let's look towards that right side. Breathing in, we'll face back forward and out to the left. Continue to move with your breath. Hips and shoulders are gonna stay forward while your head does the moving. Taking your breath in through the nose and either out through your nose or your mouth. One more time, both sides.
This is learning how to say no, is that it?
And let's bring the head back center, chin level, a little retraction, and we'll lean towards the right side. Breathing in deeply, letting your rib cage expand. Softening down into your chair as you exhale. One more deep breath in. We'll release it, bringing the head back center. Realign the spine in the cervical part of your neck and leaning to the left. Let's take one more deep breath together. Release it, bringing your head back center, extending the right arm to make some circles with it to loosen up the shoulder. Fingers are going to be long, slight bend in the elbow. Adjusting the size of the circle to what feels good for you today. Drawing one more, then changing the direction. Moving through nice and easy. Really noticing how it feels as you move through each part of the circle. Last one. And we'll move over to the left side. Eye gaze can be wherever it feels comfortable. So whether you want to look at the floor, a few feet in front of you, straight ahead. One more circle, then changing the direction. Last one. We're going to breathe the arms in front of the body, reaching up overhead. And exhale, reaching back. Brace the core as we reach up. Chest stays lifted as we reach back. Moving along with your breath. Let's do it one more time.
This is karate chops.
Arms are gonna come down by your sides, anywhere up to T height or lower. We'll bring the hands in front of the body and opening back up. Closing and opening. Palms can touch or keep them shoulder width apart. Our rib cage is lifted. Our abdominal muscles are engaged. So you feel them holding your posture. Last one. And bringing the arms down by the sides, you can give them a little shake. We're gonna hinge at the elbows, hands to shoulders, and extend. Flexing, extending. The last one. Let's bring the hands in front. Palms are gonna face the floor. We're gonna rotate them up to the sky and back to the floor. Option to take them a little further away from each other. The elbows can move out with it. Staying in that range that feels good for you. One more time. Moving into the wrists, we're gonna draw some circles. Gently loosening them up. Changing the direction. Hands are gonna come back center. We'll have the palms face the floor. We're gonna flex at the wrists and extend. Flexing like we're giving a push and extend it back out. One more time. Same move, but let's flip the palms up, pull the hands back towards you, and extend. This move's gonna be a little bit smaller. Elbows can stay in close to the body. Last one. Give the hands a little shake like they're wet, and we'll move into the hands and the fingers. Extending them out, opening gently, and closing, thumb outside the fist. Open and close. Let's keep the fingers extended and wiggle them around. Thumb 2. And now we'll make the fingertips touch the thumb tip. Working your way down the line, where you can start over from the top, or work your way up from the bottom. Posture check. Our feet are hip distance apart, planted to the floor. Rib cage is lifted tall with our belly braced. One more time through. And go ahead, shake them out. We're gonna slide to that front half of the chair. We want the knees bent to 90, so ankles are directly underneath them. The knees are in line with the hips. We're gonna alternate stepping that right foot outside the hip, bring it back in line, and take it over to the left side. Back to the right, and over to the left. We're gonna let that movement come from the hip. We don't want it to lead with the ankle and the foot. That makes the knee cave in and can put some stress, potentially causing injury to that joint. Last one each side. We're gonna move into alternating leg extensions. Right leg is gonna extend, tapping the heel in front, returning under the knee, and the left side. Option to lift the heel up before replacing it to the floor. We want to keep a little bend in the knee so we don't overextend. Moving with control. If we move quicker, that can be jarring to the joints. And we want to care for our joints, not hurt them. Last one each side. We're going to extend that right leg back out in front so we can move into the ankle. Drawing as close to a circle as we can.
I haven't had a joint for a long time.
We love having a comedian among us.
We do.
Yeah.
Go ahead and change the direction.
Keeps us laughing.
Which is also good for you. And let's bring the foot center. We're gonna push the toes away and pull them back towards you. Extend and flex. One more time. Let's replace that ankle underneath the knee. Left leg's gonna extend and making those circles. Make it be small circles that you gradually make bigger. Staying in that zone that feels good. Then changing the direction. Bringing the foot center, let's push the toes away and pull them back towards you. Push and pull. Last one. Returning that ankle underneath the knee, and we'll come into the back. Right arm's gonna reach up as we breathe in. C shape over to the left side. Releasing, and we'll switch. Breathing in and out. So we wanna keep the hips level in the seat. We don't want one side to lift. We want the movement to come from the thoracic or that middle part of the back. So as we reach up, that side of the rib cage lifts, the other side is gonna move closer to the hip. And we'll finish up to the left side. Now to move into that lumbar part of the spine or your low back. Knees can stay in front of hips or step them out a little wider. You can bring the hands to your thighs, adjust the hips, and we're gonna hinge it forward as we exhale. Nice long spine as far as you can comfortably take it. Breathing in, let's gently roll it up so shoulders come back over hips. Move at your pace, in time with your breath. If you find a spot that feels good, go ahead and hold it there and take a breath or two to help loosen it up. Hands can slide down the legs and then slide back up as we roll up to seated, shoulders over hips. Let's do it one more time. Nice strong belly as we tip forward, and then inhale, bringing it back up. We're gonna move the knees back in line with the hips, or you can squeeze the legs together as we get into rotational twists. So squeeze the legs together, keep them hip distance apart. Lift the rib cage up, pull the belly in a little bit. Arms can extend softly in front, so we don't have to really stretch. You can just put them out in front of the body, a little bend in the elbow. We're gonna open up to the right side, bringing it back in front, and to the left side. We're gonna keep everything facing forward at first. So we're loosening up that middle part of the back with the rotation coming from the center of the chest. Let's do it one more time before we add the eye gaze follow. So when you bring it back center, make sure to brace the core, breathing out, follow the hand, inhale, coming back center, where you make sure you brace the core to protect the spine, and that will keep the hips and the knees forward. As we twist, you can squeeze the legs together to help hold your base. One more time, both sides. You have the option to come up to standing, or you can stay seated. We're gonna do tree pose first, which seated, we'll take the legs out in front, a little bend in the knee. We're gonna bend that right knee a bit more, and we're gonna open up the hip and let the knee fall open to the side. That'll be seated tree pose. Standing, we want to shift the weight over to that left foot, line up the ankle, knee in center of the hip. Right toe is gonna come to the left arch. We're gonna open up to wherever that feels comfortable for you. Let the heel rest into the leg. We wanna squeeze our butt to activate those glute muscles and stabilize the hips. We're gonna bring the hands right in front of our heart, pushing the palms together, and we're gonna hold it here. You can hold on to the chair if you need to. At any point in time, you can start there, you can stay there. We're gonna push the palms together We're gonna lift the rib cage up and brace the core so we have a nice sturdy trunk. Little wobbles are okay. It means you're working hard. Relaxing your shoulders, and we can gently release it. Shake the legs out, and we'll switch the weight over to that right side. Left leg will set up, toes to arches, open up to what feels good for you. Squeeze your butt to lift the hips. Bringing those hands back to heart center. You want a little tiny bend in that support leg. That will help make you just a little bit more sturdy. Because if we are stick straight, we will tumble over like the tree that we are mimicking. So if there's a little bit of bend, that gives you a better control of your center of gravity. That base foot is firmly planted, all points to the floor. And go ahead and let it go. Shake the legs out. We're gonna take the weight back to that left foot, lining up the joints. This time we're gonna take a right knee lift to the front, so bending that right knee. Tapping the toe to the floor is option one. Option two, lifting as high as you wanna take it. And we're gonna bring the arms out to the side, where palms can be up, down, facing forward, whatever you wanna do. But we're gonna stretch for the sides of the room. We're gonna squeeze our butt. We're gonna lift the rib cage and brace the abs. And now we get to relax the shoulders. You can touch the toe down at any point in time. You can look at the floor a few feet in front of you. You can look straight ahead. You can go between the two at any point in time. And maybe we want to extend the leg out, and we'll hold it for 5, 4, 3, 2, and go ahead, set it down. You can give a little march to shake out the legs, and then we'll take it over to that right side. Lining up your kinetic checkpoint, ankles, knee, center of the hip, underneath the shoulders. Left leg's gonna come in front, where toes can tap the floor or lift. When you're ready, arms out to the side, or hold on to the chair with one or both. Soften that support leg, squeeze your butt, lift the rib cage and brace your abs. Relaxing the shoulders. Touching down when you need to. This is a longer hold and you guys are doing phenomenal. It's 30 seconds each in case you were wondering. And we'll lengthen the leg. Holding for 5, 4, 3, 2, and beautiful job. Little march out. But wait, there's more. We're gonna shift back to the left side. We're gonna tap that toe in front, but now we're gonna take that knee and ankle off center to wherever it feels good for you. And this time we'll bring the hands to the hips. You can stay touching down or lift the toes from the floor. Touching down whenever you need to. Little squeeze of your butt. Nice tall posture. Relaxing the shoulders. Posture looks good, very nice. Our breath is flowing. In through the nose, out through nose or mouth. Looking at the ground in front of you or straight ahead. And let's lengthen that leg a little bit and hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, and set it down. So we should be feeling those hips and those legs working. Shifting back over to the right side. Last time, I promise. Lining up those joints. Toe tap in front. Now let's take it outside the hip. Staying right here, or lift it up to where you want to challenge yourself. Feel free to set it down and adjust if you find that height is not working like you thought it would. Our core is engaged, we're holding steady. And if not, that's okay. Touch it down, steady it out, and lift when you're ready. That's why we call it balance practice. And let's lengthen that leg out, holding for 5, 4, 3, 2, and set it down, walk the legs out. If you're standing, you can stay standing. I'm gonna show the seated option. We're gonna lengthen that left leg in front. Right leg, we're gonna take off center where you can keep the foot flat to the floor or lengthen it out. We're gonna take the arms out to the side and we're gonna hinge, bringing that right arm inside the knee. Standing, we wanna take the feet outside the hip. Right foot's gonna open up to wherever it feels good for you. So whether it's just off center, to the corner, or all the way is up to you. Left hip, we wanna kinda internally rotate it so you can lift that heel. It'll make that hip stick out a little bit. And so left one rotates in, right one opens up. We're going to extend the arms and reach a little to the right. Right arm comes down to the leg as that left arm reaches up for our triangle pose. As we're a big triangle. So we want to pull the belly in, keeping it nice and strong. We're reaching for the floor while reaching for the ceiling. You can look down at your foot, you can look straight ahead, or you can look up towards the ceiling or that top hand. And let's gently bring it up. We're going to turn those toes out to the corner. Arms are going to come up overhead. As we breathe in, let's push the knees out to the corners. Elbows are going to come down into cactus arms. And we're going to hold it here. Breathing in, chest lifted. Exhale just a little deeper. And now we're going to lift up as we breathe in. And breathing out, sinking back into it. Holding here while we take a couple breaths. Sinking down a little deeper. And rise all the way up. Breathing in, looking up, and breathing out. Squeeze those shoulder blades together and down. Chest is lifted. A little lower on this next exhale. And come up out of it. And now we're going to rotate that left foot out. Right leg's going to rotate in. And we'll find our triangle pose to the left side. Arms are going to extend. Let's reach a little to the left, and left arm reaches down the leg while that right arm reaches up. You can put a little bend in that left leg, or whichever leg is the front, to take some of the pressure off the knee, if there is any. Looking down towards our shoe, out towards me, or up towards our hand. Relax the shoulders. If you find you're lifted, go ahead and relax it. And let's gently lift it up. Shake it out. March the legs in. And we got one final pose. Feet are going to be underneath the hips, underneath the knees. And we'll just take a heel lift. Shifting the weight forward onto the balls of the feet. You decide how high you want to lift them. If you want to lift them high to start, and if you get a little wobbly, you can start to lower. Steady yourself, lifting back up when you're ready. Or you can hold that shift forward where your heels are just barely lifted. I find that's a good place to work because then your center of gravity is just off center. You can get really stronger with that and then gradually take it just a little bit higher. And get really, really sturdy at that height, and then you'll be able to start taking it up higher. Setting the heels down, shake them out, and we'll do it one more time. Breathing in, bracing the core, softening the knees, shift the weight forward. Relax the shoulders. You can look at the floor a few feet in front of you, or straight ahead, or you can let it lift. posture looks great this morning. You guys are doing wonderful. Couple more seconds. Go ahead and set them down. Walk the legs out, little pedal. And we're gonna finish up with our 2 breaths. We're gonna breathe in nice and tall, reaching up overhead. Letting it out, and 1 more. And today's a hug kind of day. Give yourself a hug. Thank yourself for showing up for yourself and working hard, and always choosing to work on yourself. Thank you. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Enjoy your weekend.